Hi. Well, guys, welcome back. Let's spend our valuable time together watching terrible, terrible VHS tapes.
That sounds great.
Just like every other time we come down.
It is.
I want to get little Bigfoot. Oh my God.
I got it! Little Bigfoot! I got it! How did I do that? Yes.
Telepathic communication with animals with Penelope Smith.
I don't know, I hope we land on this one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Learn.
Well, let's hope we land on a good one. Jay, spin the wheel. Come on, telepathic communication with animals. Come on, slow down, almost. Come on. Yes!
Telepathic
Yes! Yes! Woo! Woo!
Rich, up next is another mysterious video, Tales from Genesis Space. There's an eye with cat ears, a smiley face, and something that looks like an alien demon.
Well, that looks amazing, so there's no chance we'll land on that. It's
Tales from Genesis Space!
Let's go!
She has a cat and a doll. So maybe this lady's just so fucking charismatic, she deserves her own video.
I don't know. We're all this time talking about tapes we're not going to land on, because we're going to land on American Lung Association, item number 6224, Octopuff in Kumquat. What is an octopuff?
Well, I'm gonna extrapolate.
Is that some kind of Pokemon?
Octopuff, it's considering it has the word puff in the title. Maybe it is a drug, like a thing you take when you have lung cancer.
Are they gonna teach kids not to smoke by using like knockoff Pokemon? Like, this is Octopuff.
Yeah.
Octopuff has horrible lung cancer.
He smokes 8
He
cigarettes.
smokes
It's not, well, the box.
Gotta catch all the cancer. So if an octopuff is an octopus that smokes, I don't want to know what the fuck a kumquat is.
Rich, I think you're getting a little too creative here. I'm going with standard. I do not think we're going to see a cartoon octopus smoking 8 cigarettes. I'm hoping for Octopuff and Kumquat, or possibly a film about how elderly people can use the internet. That wasn't, I didn't have a good grip.
No, it's not great.
Octopus! I did it!
Nice to see you. I guess you wonder who I am. Perhaps you think I'm Bam or Slam, or maybe I'm just who or what. Maybe you wonder what I've got. Well, what I've got is lots of stuff, but just my name.
Well, we watched Octopuff and Kumquat, and we had very little to say. So
We were right, though, that it was an octopus that smoked. I do not think we're going to see a cartoon octopus smoking 8 cigarettes. We were right, though, that it was an octopus that smoked.
I do not think we're going to see a cartoon octopus smoking 8 cigarettes.
Rich, tell us all about America Online for Internet.
I can't, it was in Korean.
Are you convinced 100% that it was Korean?
No, it could have been Chinese.
I think it might have been Chinese, but
I know the super nerds are like, it was Japanese, god damn it! How could they not know that?
It definitely wasn't Japanese.
it's essentially a video about getting onto the internet by way of AOL.com. And it brings you through the steps of how to set yourself up for the internet.
Presumably.
Presumably,
Yeah.
The video was in English. I mean, all the text was English, but the narration was in an Asian language that we didn't understand.
Some weirdo foreign language. Mandarin, Korean.
But
one of those.
But Rich called it. Like I knew, like as soon as we saw this video, we were trying to decide whether to put it on the wheel, that it was going to be miserable. Like, I mean, you can look at the cover, and there's just something about it. I could tell it was like very long. And then right before it started playing, Rich said, "What if it's in Chinese?"
And he was right. Rich is frequently right about things, and that's scary to me.
It was bang on. As soon as he started like talking, like, oh my god.
There's a lot of English, like a lot of English.
Did you say English?
English.
Oh my God. Did he?
As the queen dies, war erupts between the two sisters. So, obviously, good sister, bad sister.
Yes.
And rages throughout the kingdom. The good sister flees to safety to the planet Earth, where she is pursued by a trio of evil cohorts.
So this is going to be the typical 80s sci-fi plot where they're in a faraway fantasy world for 5 minutes, and then they're just on Earth because it's cheaper.
They're just in the California desert. For the rest of the movie, maybe they go back at the very end.
Possibly.
Princess Warrior. Okay, so it starts off with the cheap matte painting of what looks like
Cheap, you mean charming.
charming. It looks like they're on a moon. It looks like a moon base.
It does.
It's like a leftover sci-fi art. Okay, so mother dying, and then we are introduced to a technology of a pneumatic tube that will transport you to Earth, specifically to a sleazy bar that's having a wet t-shirt contest via pneumatic tube.
And conveniently, you have to be naked in
You
the
have to
tube.
be naked to get in the tube.
It's like the Terminator.
Josh, one of the funnier moments during our screening was someone said this feels like a Mel Brooks film because they're like these are my hitmen, and it's like
That's right, the guy with the eye patch.
Yeah,
We get a
so
flat
and so.
dolly shot.
Flat
one
dolly,
person next character.
trucking shot, left to
Oh,
right.
yeah.
From this guy to this guy to this guy, and then the last one is the comedy punch, and you called it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've got just the butchers to do it. Say hello to Crazy Otto Rheingold, the Mad Russian.
Hello. Wait, he's the Mad Russian?
The Lemurian massacres that killed hundreds and left
Now this is a Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah, it has a Mel Brooks feel to
years
it.
on the Genghis Khan strike force, part-time consultant to Attila the Hun. Next, John the Baptist Bombasso, drownings.
like the next one would be wearing all pink and
Yeah.
be flamboyant.
Yeah, the last one has to be a joke.
Yeah.
Possibly a little person.
And last but not least, the real find.
Oh my God!
Do I know my Mel Brooks or what?
You're the real seer. It almost felt like a flat-out comedy.
Yeah.
That was one
It
of
was
the
very
few-
self-aware. The very beginning of the film, we watched it, and it was so bad that we thought they were going to pull back to reveal a Hollywood set.
Yeah.
Oh, is this gonna be some kind of stage? No.
No,
It
this
feels
is the
like
movie.
it feels like that.
Yeah.
The sound
he's an
design
actor?
for the
Yeah.
sword hitting.
Those look like practice swords, like they're fake.
Yeah.
Rich, you might be right with your theory
Whoa! Hey!
Stage play?
that it's part of a
No, I think this is the movie.
Wow. The realization set in that is the actual movie.
This is the
that
film.
we're watching. We thought it was a recreation of a phony Hollywood production, but it was real.
Wait, I know what you're thinking. Don't. No.
Please don't turn me into a hot lady.
Oh, he's gonna grow a boob.
Boobs are happening.
No.
He's gonna.
Oh,
No. Really?
Yep.
So, why?
because that's the. He's turning
That's how
him
he's
into the
gonna kill
princess.
Deathstalker.
Yeah, and then she's gonna kill Deathstalker. The magician turns one of his henchmen into the princess.
Yes.
And then sends them sends them to the suite to seduce Deathstalker and get stabby on him.
This is very uncomfortable.
Then finish it quickly, my princess.
And I'll give you your dick back.
Yeah. Whoa, nunchucks?
Cause 80s.
Touche.
Also, breakdancing might happen at any time.
Yeah. Breakdance fighting?
Oh, it could be.
Or
See?
I can't believe you just called that.
That's amazing. Breakdancing just might happen.
There it is.
You know what also has 0 calories is beer.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's true.
They say they're empty calories, which is good for you.
Oh, I guess
If it's empty, that's like
that's
you know,
like
you
0
think-
calories.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing.
They're empty. They can't make you any fatter.
Drinking beer is like losing weight.
I know.
I thought you were just drinking water from Flint, Michigan.
Hey-o!
Topical. It's already out of date by the time you watch this video. So we've spun the wheel of the worst today.
Yes.
And we got the worst things possible on the wheel of the worst.
I'm gonna go take a piss in Lake Michigan. Should make this water cleaner.
The opening of your movie should be colorful and exciting. It's a Spider-Man movie. Have fun with it. And it wasn't too brooding as much as the first one. There were a lot of fun little Spider-Man quips and moments.
Well, okay, so here's the biggest problem with this movie, though. So that's the opening scene. It has nothing to do with the rest of the movie, for one thing. And then we
though.
But then, not really. But then we get to, after that is the exciting scene you were talking about, where Spider-Man's flipping around and he's chasing after Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti in his greatest role since the John Adams miniseries.
Oh my God. Yeah, the minute he started talking, that's when I was like, I'm done. Like, it's one of those things, because Paul Giamatti is a great actor, and that was one of those things where it's like, is he just being as awful as possible just to see if he can get away with it?
He is.
That was handing it up, yeah.
He was so bad. And then all the the tone of that whole opening action scene, it felt like an old Power Rangers episode. It was terrible. And then cut to it keeps cutting back and forth between that, like fun Spider-Man antics. Next scene, Peter Parker on the verge of crying. Like the whole movie is that.
And you see people around you laughing.
And that's the most baffling part to me.
That's when you feel like you're an alien.
That drew me back to when we saw Transformers 2, I think it was. When we were in a packed theater and there's these horrible, horrible, juvenile, stupid jokes happening and people in the theater are laughing. Yeah. And you look around and you feel like you don't belong on this planet.
Yeah. The question is, you have Mark Wahlberg. Why is Mark Wahlberg deferring a salary to be in a Michael Bay film?
You know, I think what it is, I may be wrong about this, but I think that...
He lost a bet?
I think as the result of being in this movie that Mark Wahlberg is now the lead in Transformers 4. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's the case.
Jay, this sounds awfully conspiratorial.
But there's a density to their muscle. There's an animal quality to their muscle that I wanted to have, and you know, not only that, but
it's not meant to be a conspiracy. It's just a fact that you do a favor for a high-profile Hollywood director, and you end up.
It's all come so clear to me now. Hollywood is about money.
So the Oscars are right around the corner.
February 28th, 2016.
And this may be the first year in the history of ever that collectively we've seen all the Best Picture nominees.
Yeah, you've seen all of them too?
No, that's why I said collectively.
Oh, sorry, you were pointing at yourself.
Have you seen all of them?
I've seen all of them.
Wow, that's impressive.
I've seen all 8 Best Picture nominees.
It's when we're talking about like the other categories, when we say what our predictions are, there's almost 2 different predictions you have to make, which is what I personally would like to see win and what I assume will win based on the Academy and history and the type of movies that usually win.
Yeah.
So
I mean, sometimes there's upsets. There's things that you think will sweep, but don't. Boyhood. And then there's, ones that you go, okay, they're going to give it to that, and then they do. And then you're just like, roll your eyes. I'm sure someone will make a speech about diversity.
I've been calling out Hollywood for its lack of diversity.
Rich in diversity.
And everyone will clap.
They'll all be so proud of themselves and their bravery.
Because of a private industry awards event show. That's all this is.
Yes. So, Mike, who's nominated for supporting actress?
For supporting actress, our nominees are Jennifer Jason Leigh in The Hateful Eight, Rooney Mara for Carol, Rachel McAdams in Spotlight, Alicia Vikander for The Danish Girl, and Kate Winslet in Steve Jobs. Or
Kate
more.
Winslet played Steve Jobs?
Oh, no, she did. That was just really good makeup. Yeah, Kate Winslet, she did a really good job as Steve Jobs. I mean, like, she really pulled it off. It was a weird thing. She kind of looked like Michael Fassbender after they put all the makeup on her.
Well, I think that was the idea. It was Kate Winslet playing Michael Fassbender, playing Steve Jobs. So, you know, it's layers, and the Academy likes that.
That's why she got the nomination.
That's why she got the nomination.
Yes.
But what do you think will win?
My vote is for Jennifer Jason Leigh for doing the best acting and concealing her shock while Kurt Russell smashed a priceless antique guitar. She could have said, "Oh, fuck!"
Could have ruined the whole take, and she stayed in character.
She did the best acting she could under horrendous circumstances.
So I'm going to say Jennifer Jason Leigh just because I thought she was really great in the movie and because I haven't seen any of the other movies. But I'm going to say what will probably actually win is Alicia Vikander for The Danish Girl, because that's the sort of newcomer that they like to prop up early in their career. You know,
Yeah.
She was also in Ex Machina, which is a much better movie than almost everything nominated, and it wasn't nominated for hardly anything. So I'm going to go with her.
Now let's talk about actor in a supporting role. And I have seen every one of these films.
Oh my God.
Guess that makes me sexist. Christian Bale in The Big Short, Tom Hardy, The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo, Spotlight, Mark Rylance,
I think.
I don't care. Bridge of Spies, Sylvester Stallone and Creed. Jay, what's your pick?
Personally, I would say Sylvester Stallone in Creed, but that's my own personal bias because I have a soft spot for that character. But I actually think the winner would be that Mark Rylance from Bridge of Spies. That seems like the type of supporting role that's just so natural, and it's an older guy.
He played the spy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I thought he was good in the movie. I didn't think the movie was anything terribly spectacular or interesting. But
We're going to talk about the movie when we talk about the movie.
But I thought he was very good in it.
My vote is for Tom Hardy in The Revenant. I love Tom Hardy.
He would be another personal pick. I thought he was great in that movie, but I don't know if that's the type of performance that it's a little too dirty, a little too gruff. They like the sort of classic, kind of like that Mark Rylance guy in Bridge of Spies. He's like classic actor man. It's the opposite of the Alicia Vikander, where they like to prop up the young people. They also like to prop up the older people that have never gotten their shining moment yet. So, lead actress, we've got Cate Blanchett for Carol. Did you see Carol? Brie Larson, Room, Jennifer Lawrence, Joy, Charlotte Rampling, 45 years. What the fuck is that?
That's an old grandma.
And the actress, I'll never be able to pronounce her name right, for Brooklyn. Saro.
Well, my pick is for Brie Larson for Room.
Mine too.
Speaking of assholes, let's talk about actor in a leading role.
Well, we have Bryan Cranston in Trumbo, which nobody in the world has seen, including Bryan Cranston. We have Matt Damon for The Martian, Leo for The Revenant, Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, which is confusing because I thought that was Kate Winslet, and then Eddie Redmayne in Oscar Bait.
Well, this is a tough one. Everyone says Leo should win because he's been in movies a long time and he acted in The Cold. I'm going to go with that Leo gets quote unquote snubbed.
That's the tradition, is that he gets snubbed.
And everyone thinks he'll win this because The Revenant is the greatest thing on earth.
It's this year's Boyhood.
It's this year's Boyhood. And
but look what happened to Boyhood last year.
Yes, so I don't know. It's a tough one. It definitely won't be Matt Damon.
You didn't like his performance as Matt Damon?
That movie sucked so hard.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get the best pictures. I'm going to say Leo because he ate a raw fish.
All right.
That's all it takes.
So you're taking the cynical approach.
I'm taking. Oh yeah, absolutely. I went with all the ones that I say are going to actually win. It's pretty much a cynical approach.
Okay.
I think this will be the year that he finally gets it. And there'll be articles written about him finally getting his just due.
I'm picking the upset win. I'm going with Bryan Cranston for Trumbo. Now on to Best Picture. It would be my pick for Best Picture. I don't know if I'm going cynical on this.
It might be beyond cynical. I think it might be sort of an underdog. I think it might be the movie that, like Boyhood last year, everyone thought was going to win, and then it didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe The Room. Oh, see, I'm going to do it. Maybe Room will overtake something like Revenant.
I'm hoping Revenant does not win Best Picture, and Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. Shit, I keep doing it too.
I know, it's impossible.
And Room wins Best Picture.
And the Oscar goes to Spotlight.
Anyway, that's our Oscar discussion. And our picks, sort of our picks, and what we want to win, and what we cynically think will win, and what will probably win, and what probably won't win, and who cares? Years of chemical poisoning have spawned a deadly monster that has set out to exact revenge on the humans that have unknowingly brought him to life. Now, I don't know how radiation creates that, but I think that's what they're saying. Would you want to bet that this thing does not appear in the film at all? That this is just some stupid cover, much like Rotor.
This robot creature appears nowhere.
Yeah, it's just going to be a guy in like a rubber suit that looks terrible.
I mean, I would kind of love that. No, that does not appear in the movie. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that as well.
Because like I get the lobster thing, right? Because it's like radiation goes into the ocean and makes mutant lobsters, but then why is it a robot lobster?
Oh, make a run for it.
We'll both go.
Be careful.
Oh, look at that! Stand up?
Yeah.
It's not some kind of crane, because his legs are just kind of dangling.
Yeah, sure. What we should mention is they built a full-size giant monster for this. It's like a giant, oversized marionette. And it's impressive. It's pretty cool.
It's impressive except for when it stands up and like a crane is clearly pulling up a wet noodle. It's like, it looks like this.
But they tried.
Yes,
they tried.
yes.
We weren't expecting to see that much of because earlier in the movie you see the claw and that's it. We were like, we're never going to see this full thing.
It's fascinating. Not only do they have it, but it seems to be in full scale.
Yeah.
I think like if you look at the back here, the guy on the back has no like hint of cyborginess.
Yeah.
And so the question then remains is, will we ever see?
My guess is that it's internal cyborgness.
Sure.
And he's sort of like Terminator, and this is probably a rip-off of that. Does it say the year? And we never see that, ever, because that looks like someone's artwork that is not in the movie at all.
1986.
Okay, that's exactly perfect.
Yeah, so you don't think are we gonna see any robotness besides like RoboVision? Obviously we'll see RoboVision.
We'll see RoboVision. Yeah. They might do some bad makeup effect where his skin's ripped and we see a little piece of metal, but we're not going to see that gauntlet on his arm with all these mechanisms, because that's just some BS on the cover. Same with the Lobster Man.
Yeah.
The Lobster Man's going to be a shitty rubber suit,
and
it's not going to look as awesome as that.
That's true.
And then what was our first movie? I don't even remember. Alienator?
Alienator. That's with the lady with the gun arm.
Okay, that looks like crap, so that'll probably be in the movie.
You think the gun arm's in the movie?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll look like crap. All this is crap.
Grandpa, look what Chuckle's name is.
Yay, it's Wilford
Brimley!
Is he dead yet?
No.
No?
No. What?
Are you shitting me?
He's had diabetes at least for 20 years
I'll double
now.
check. I want to say I looked him up the other day for some reason. Yeah, he was still alive.
I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that.
Wilford Brimley's still alive. That's amazing.
Yeah, good for him. Luckily, Wilford Brimley has access to low-cost diabetes medication that gets delivered right to his door.
I wasn't afraid to die. I knew that was coming to all of us.
Oh, Wilford Brimley still being alive makes diabetes look like the common cold. What's the fucking problem?
Grandpa's got to go to work, honey. Be a good girl and have a happy birthday, okay?
They're going to fly him to the headquarters, where the whole movie he's going to be talking over a radio.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let me get this straight. A biological weapon is so nasty that we had to send it to the moon crashes out here in the...
Oh,
We should point out the entire movie takes place on one cul-de-sac. Which I'm guessing, my theory is that PM, well, that's the home video company, but that's where their production offices were. And so we see the same building across the street every time he repossesses a car. What is Mike doing? What are you doing? Oh my God!
At the time this movie was produced, they printed their address on the back of the box, but
and you just looked it up on
in
Google
the
Maps.
future,
Yeah.
where we are now, I looked it up on Google Maps, and it is that location that we see.
That's amazing.
5 times in the film.
Technology is an amazing thing.
It was a good guess to say that that was literally the parking lot of their production office. It's proved by Google Maps right here.
What kind of
shoddy filmmakers would do that?
I don't know.
Shoot half of the movie right outside their studio.
That's just lazy and cheap.
By the way, the Rich Evans, you have it on film, the Rich Evans end of this movie call.
Is the dog gonna jump in front of the president and take the bullet?
Oh God.
No, can only hope.
Oh no.
That won't happen.
Oh, yeah.
That the dog jumps in front of the bullet.
No way, buddy!
No, the dog knocked the gun.
Are you sure?
Called it!
Oh!
Oh my God!
All right.
Maybe it's, you know what? Maybe it's the replacement dog. He
We
died.
don't want to tell the little kids.
He died.
The
We
dog
don't want to
fucking
tell. We
died.
don't want to tell Mac that that's the dog he talks to all the time.
Yeah,
Let him
yeah.
fuck him up. He thinks that dog's. Just buy another one.
It's the final proof that he's crazy is he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
The controversial story of a lone genius who closes down the Las Vegas Strip. I don't know how or why, but the government can't stop him, and he reunites with his dead girlfriend each night. That's the synopsis.
Both of the Neil Breen films I'm familiar with feature a overabundance of ideas, mainly centered around him having secret knowledge and being a genius. People constantly complimenting him for being a genius. It's sort of like In the Room where they're like, "You're such a good guy, Tommy," the whole movie. Or Johnny, "You're such a good guy," except for in this, he's a genius.
I've got him on GPS.
Who?
We'll meet there.
Where?
What?
Back. Okay. Back
He's
to the.
back there again?
Sure.
Nope, no bullets in here. Check.
I'm not sure he ever left.
No bullets in here. Check.
Still trying to get that DirecTV?
He's not even tightening anything. He's just running, like moving there.
I have got to see Dancing with the Stars.
I broke his laptop just now. You broke the hinge on his laptop.
Oh, fuck! Just not. Oh, another trunk laptop. All right.
Is he hoping that, like, by getting the satellites going, it'll make his laptops turn on?
I don't know. Like he's just trying to tune in
Put
power.
some good wrench on this.
The Medal of Honor. The Medal for Meritorious Service.
Defense Meritorious Service. Joint Service Achievement Award.
What did I tell you?
Armed Forces Medal.
I told you. You were right on every level.
Fuck's sake.
The Purple Heart.
Also 15 other medals.
And I'm gonna put them on my cut-off jean jacket.
I can steal any car, anytime.
With a cell phone?
Fuck you!
I've been given this incredible power. Tonight, I believe I cured Megan of cancer.
Oh my fucking god!
You run us through what's happening on the back of.
Well,
because it looks like a lot.
I can barely read the font.
Just so, I mean, like, it's black text overlaid on an image. An edgy action thriller set in Las Vegas during a terrorist attack. A genius computer loner takes control of the city and the attack as he fights with his fits of overwhelming depression and obsessions with love and death. Are you scared? Because you should be. Bang! Neil Breen.
Now, let's make some predictions. Do you think they film anywhere near the Las Vegas Strip? Or just show a picture of it?
You know what? I think it's going to be in the movie.
You think so?
I think Neil Breen is crazy enough and doesn't understand permits.
Okay.
And this probably isn't any kind, there's no kind of union involvement. There's probably no kind of production company involved. So I would be unsurprised if he just goes out there and steals shots.
I'm going to predict there's a shot of him walking down the strip and some guy holding the camera secretly, and it's like, you know, really terrible looking. And then the rest of it is stock footage or stuff he shot from a hotel room window. And then they end up in the mirror, probably the mirror universe. And then I'm like, oh.
Mr. Saru, what am I looking at?
I'm not quite sure. I'm unable to confirm our position using standard procedures.
Captain Lorca, he's a secret asshole. He's a secret mirror bad guy. Ash Tyler mysteriously appeared on the Klingon ship with Lorca and Harry Mudd, and then he has these weird flashbacks about him possibly being raped by the female Klingon, and he's traumatized. He has PTSD or whatever. Is he a Klingon spy? Is he a secret Klingon in disguise?
Manchurian Candidate.
They took Volk and turned him into Ash Tyler. I think Ash Tyler had died.
Okay.
And they did some kind of memory graft into, like, remember she had those gloves on and she was doing a thing? And then they did surgery on his head. Discovery is violent and dark, but it's something that's new. And I don't know where they're going with it. I'm very excited to see what happens in the second half of this season if they go to Mirror Universe. And are they going to fix everything? Is it going to be that they were already in the Mirror Universe in the start of it, and then now they flipped to the positive Federation side?
Oh, is your theory that the universe we've been watching is the Mirror Universe?
That would make total sense.
That is the only idea that might salvage the Discovery for me.
Yeah, because I mean, basically everyone's an asshole.
And this is how the fascist regime gets started.
Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. That's what I mean. Is like a longer story arc.
That would actually be a good twist.
Don't get too excited. They're not going to do that.
I'm just saying, that would be a good twist.
That would be. We start off in the Mirror Universe. We don't tell the fans. And half of them go, this sucks. Everyone's so violent and the captain's an asshole. But then it's like they flip over and then here comes a Constitution class ship. It says Captain Christopher Pike of the Starship Enterprise.
That would be insane.
At the very end of the first season, they get a distress call. And I was like, oh no. They run into, 10 years earlier, the USS Enterprise 1701, not A, the classic TOS ship, commanded by Christopher Pike and Science Officer Spock.